from 11 a.m. daily. Call them at 876-442-8983. Mukbang Takeout Restaurant for the very best in Chinese and vegetarian dishes. It does not get any better than this.
Willis Williams, licensed electrician services. For all residential and commercial electrical wiring, repairs, maintenance, and more, call Willis Williams, licensed electrician services at 876-823-8271 or 358-1636. Willis Williams, licensed electrician services, located in Duncan's, Trelawney.
Mystic Saturdays. Come vibe with us every Saturday on Fit FM 96.7. Mystic Saturdays, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. with host Vibes Master DJ Phil. Mystic Saturdays, news, views, interviews, and your request feature. Mystic Saturdays, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. on Fit FM 96.7, www.fitfmja.com. Fit FM, your life, your music.
It's your girl Clover J. Join me weekday morning 7 to 11 inside Morning Connection, the spot that is jam-packed with features, information, and fun can't done. Come link up, play, and groove to the best music on the planet, right here on Fit FM 96.7, Trelawney's Radio, your life, your music.
Join Fit FM weeknights at 8 p.m. for News Brief, a compilation of news stories from Trelawney and neighboring parishes provided by credible news sources, with a repeat at 10 a.m. weekday mornings. That's News Brief, weeknights at 8 p.m., with a repeat weekdays at 10 a.m. on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music.
At A Gentle Touch of Care Home Health Services, Duncan's, Trelawney, we believe in person-centered care. We take pride in improving the health and quality of life of all our residents. Join me, Jody Marie Bihari, Monday mornings at 8 a.m. right here on Fit FM for a gentle approach to a healthier you. That's 8 a.m. Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music.
The whispers in the morning.
It's exciting, sometimes romantic, and always informational. It's Love Stories on Fit FM 96.7, Thursdays 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Join me, Queen G, for cutting-edge conversations and advice about love and relationships to spice up your love life. Love Stories, building healthy relationships. Don't miss it.
'Cause I am your lady.
Are you struggling with loneliness? Feeling depressed? Are you searching for a purpose to live? Are you ready to tap into your inner greatness? Ready to soar to your full potential? Come and be inspired. Join me, Dr. Asha Mwendo, on Healing Moment inside Gospel and Soul every Wednesday, 6 p.m., where we will help you to understand your purpose. We will help you to find your wind. We'll show you how to open your wings and fly. Healing Moments, Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. good evening, my listeners. How are you? It's good to be with you another awesome Wednesday evening, the middle of the week. DJ Snow, thank you for bigging me up before you go. You always rock me into my program with niceness. So guess what? This is Dr. Asha Mwendo, your girl, on Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. And we are coming to you live from studio this evening, and we have an awesome evening lined up for us. But what would make it even more awesome is if you take the time out to interact with me this evening. And so I'm going to give you the WhatsApp on how you WhatsApp us, right? So you're going to contact us on 876 482 4944 for our WhatsApp messages, or you can call, message, whatever you want to do, or WhatsApp on 876 317 1991. So WhatsApp us. Let's hear from you. Let's hear your question. Send in your voice notes, send in your text messages. We are here waiting to interact with you and to have an awesome evening. And remember, it's for you. It's your time to get to know how you stay well. So it's your healing moments time. Remember, holistic wellness is the journey you must take to yourself. And as usual, Healing Moments join the call for elimination of violence against women and girls. And this evening, we're going to talk about, guess what? Understanding your love cup. And so what is that? We'll find out that, because guess what? Holistic wellness includes that love cup. And that if that love cup is not working properly, or you don't have none, or it broke, well, no, let's find out a little after this. So you know the drill already. You're going to call a friend and tell them. You're going to get your seat, get a nice little drink. If it is even water, get your pen, get your paper, and listen to this until we come right back.
And stand up for mine else. Draw out unto the spear and stop the way against them that persecute me. All glory be to the Almighty. Yes. Lord, watch over us tonight. Protect my family. In a time like this, we ask for mercy. Watch me in my going out and in my coming in. Good Lord, please tell me why they don't want me to win. Because the enemies are after me. Don't let them conquer me. Show me what my eyes can see, so they won't conquer me. Jaja, as long as I live, oh, bless me, Lord. Let them be as chaff before the wind. I know you can put them to shame. Put them to shame, the ones who want to cause me pain. Forgive them cause they don't know, and I pray for them the same. Father, this is why I call upon your name. For the enemies surrounding me, don't let them conquer me. Show me what my eyes can see, so they won't conquer me. Jaja, as long as I live, oh, bless me, Lord. When I lay me down to sleep, I pray my soul to keep. Cover me under your wings. I need you now more than ever. I can't do it by myself. I'm weak and tired and surely need your help. Cause the enemies surrounding me, don't let them conquer me. Show me what my eyes can see, don't let them conquer me. Jaja.
Yes. No enemy can conquer around here, because we are covered by Jaja every time. Every time. Big up to my listeners that are on. Yes, Dr. Asha is at the control. And Rev, thank you for the blessings. I need it, my brother. Yes, Gillian, draw close because you need to know about your love cup. I shall take you in here one evening for us to tell me about it. Right. You know, I normally do my let's talk before I go into the meat of the matter, as they would say. No, listen to me, people. If I am to take what is happening in this place seriously, I find a rock crawl all night and don't come back out. Why the people them won't leave the children them alone? All passing do. Listen to me, man. They need to leave the people them picking them alone. And I don't know. I am not calling for any violence or anything like that, but somebody needs to start castrate some people. Because if you're going to use taxpayers' money to control this thing, I think we should start making taxpayer dollars count, you know. So maybe instead of using the money to just lock them up in a prison and feed them, maybe we need to castrate them with the taxpayers' dollars and keep our children safe. I don't know. What say you? Let me hear from you. Because it is crazy what is going on. Come on, man. It's a sickness. And if you know you're sick, please get help. Every sickness can be managed. If you cannot be cured, you can be managed. Get help and leave the children alone. Leave them alone, for goodness sake. Especially now when we hear a report coming out about children mental health not being taken care of, and we giving them more drama and trauma. Come on, let's do better than that. Then on the other hand, you know, there's so much to talk about, but I'm picking and choosing what I talk about this evening. I want to talk a little bit about integrity. And the NIA, if anybody listening, you can lick a line and call us and send a message in. Because you know what? A lot of us, when we look at honesty or dishonesty, we look at thieving, straight out lying, and all of these things. But we don't see the gray lines that undermines our integrity. I was looking at the Gleaner and two things jumped out, the Gleaner report on Facebook. Two things jumped out at me. First one, JPS, removal of illegal lines in Manchester. And they put how much they remove and all of that. For me, it's not the fact that they remove these lines that, guess what? Tax, we know who pay for the light have to pay for anyway. Mm-hmm. But it's the responses that you get coming on the Facebook group of persons talking about leave the people alone because light expensive and a number of things. And while I understand all of that, and I know it's hard on some people, and JPS have created ways now, pay as you go, or as you use, whatever the tagline is for that one. You can just pay like you tap up your phone. You can tap up your meter. And I learned how that works recently, you know, and because I'm interested to know how these things work. I found out about it. I hear they always talk about it, but I never paid attention to it until I found out about it when I went to buy minutes at a space. They mistakenly gave me JPS minutes. So here I was trying to put minutes on my phone and now go on, something wrong with this. I tried everything. When I went back to the space that I bought it, I said, something is wrong with your numbers. The lady said, oh, I thought you said you want the JPS thing. And they were nice and they exchanged it, which was beautiful. But then I learned about how this system works, that I can just come in by my minutes, log it into my meter and use with my own discretion, which is a good option if you want to go that route. So for me, there are options and we need to talk. I remember there was a time when we were talking about giving rural assistance for putting in your electricity and all of that, and water and all of these things. Something needs to happen. We know to run a house is pretty expensive. Just the material alone is expensive. Don't talk about workmanship and all of that. So I know it's not cheap. But if you want to use light, you have to pay the price for it. And when persons are going to say, let the people them use it, that is not integrity. That is undermining a system that is existing. And that, my friend, is encouraging people to thief. So if you are going to church and you're borrowing the light, you're using how comes light, as I would call it, that means you're not paying for it. You need to talk to Father about it because it's not right. It is not right. It is wrong. And so therefore we have a style, I won't say in this country alone because it happens everywhere, where we justify the wrongs that we agree with and then talk out loud and fight against the wrongs we don't agree with. Guess what? All wrong is wrong. And even when you're going to say to somebody, I understand why you made that decision, still tell them, but it's not right. But it's not right, right? So it's not right for you, encourage them, for give them no story for thief the light. And I learned recently that there's an area in Duncan's area where the meters are put up in such a way that you have a number of persons on it. And if one person who is not supposed to be on it throw up their line on that, then everybody loses electricity. And I said, pretty interesting. And some persons, like in my area, sometimes you're having severe power surges that is affecting the things you have in your house. So there's no way you can sit down and agree with these things to happen because it affects the paying customers also. And guess what? JPS don't plan to lose at any cost. So if somebody not paying for it, they're going to ask somebody else to pay for it, right? So let's not justify the wrongs because on no level it is good to do that. Then there's another interesting one now that I find a little comical, but I also understand why the decision was made, even though we are saying, oh, maybe they shouldn't have taken the person to court. But then if you have covenant and these things that manages where you live, you have to live within the regulations of the covenant or have an amicable conversation with your neighbors to work things out. So here what about this man now somewhere in St. Andrew, or as some people say, St. Andrew, who had, or maybe still have, I don't know, over 27 birds, and his neighbor took him to court because the birds are making too much noise. And I hear there was even an assertion to say the noise that is being made is loud like chocker pass. Me not believe it's so loud still, but and maybe because I love to hear the birds singing in the mornings and stuff. But that's a whole lot of birds if you're in a closed area and you're not tuned into nature like that. So the birds making noise and you can still sleep. But for me, I'm tuned into nature like that. So the singing of the birds and all of that is very calming for me, and I would sleep. Then I was wondering if I could get something like that to happen for the bikes. If I could get a court to make an order that all these bikes should go to sleep. And then I was just saying, if the gentleman wants, I'm willing to, keep some of the birds for him. Yes. I don't know. With children, you can foster children. I don't know if you want me to foster the birds for him. I will help him out. But that's what my Let Us Talk is about this evening. If you have something you want to talk to me about or with me about, you can drop me a link. Yes, Queen G, I know 27 birds kind of loud. Yes, I know. It's kind, and then it depends on the type of bird. That's another story again. And all 27, and if the area is small, it kind of, But that is why I can foster them for him, because I have good yard space. No, so I could put up a thing outside, Yes, man, I can help him out. And remember, no, because it's fostering, I would get a little allowance to buy the feeding. So I would help him out nicely. Yes, and I would guess where I would put the birds? Right under the mango tree. So see, like how me not eat mango. Then we get the mango for eat. You say, who eat mango? Too sorry for you. Right. But so I have a solution for him. But I do understand on both sides, you love your birds, but if you love your birds, you have to cut down the amount you have, share up the rest amongst your family, or have a bird sale or something, or let me foster them for you that your neighbor can get to rest. Because if you have like parrots and parakeet and all of those things in the number, they make a lot of noise. So all of them putting together, especially all feeding time and so, it can cause a problem. It can cause a problem. So I do understand on both sides of the story. But it was interesting when I saw both stories this week, and it is what was interesting for me is the responses that you were getting. And yes, Karen, I know a lot of people love mangoes. I know. I don't eat them though. And I don't know, for some strange quirks, I don't eat them. So if you have nestberries, we can do a trade-off. I will take nestberries and I will give you mangoes, but it has to be a trade. If I not trade, you can give me some. Right? Nestberries are my most favorite fruits. And then I like quite a few others. And I've been learning to like one over the years. I've learned to like jackfruit, which I never really liked originally, but knowing the benefits and then the interesting ways you can prepare it, because a curry jackfruit or brown stew jackfruit sell off. Jackfruit drinks, bomb, really, really, really good. And recently, I don't eat ice cream either, but recently I made some jackfruit ice cream for somebody and they were over the moon. So when I learn interesting ways you can use up the jackfruit and the health benefits, I'm learning to adapt to the taste of the jackfruit. I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but I'm learning how to love it. I don't like to prepare it though from scratch to do the picking out and all of that part. And the seeds, part the seeds and put them into your soup, really, really, really good. So I'm learning to benefit from the jackfruit. And as I'm talking about fruit, recently I went somewhere and I saw so many almond drop on the ground, and I said to the person, can I get some of those to make drink? And they were amazed to know that almond can make drinks. And I said, look for Miss Julia face, so like she never know either. And so the almond drink was awesome. And so this gentleman is now saying to me, it seems like I can have a new market, because he has a business place. And he's saying, if you make the juices, the natural juices, including the almond juice, I will buy them from you. So you hear new things are going on now. I'm thinking about it. So I could make them for him, bottle them and give it to him. And but I'm telling everybody about it. So suppose you think you can make the almond drink better than me. Make it. Maybe drink some of your own too, depending on your water and all of that. Then I wouldn't have to do that. I don't have a problem with that. To be honest, I don't buy natural juices a lot on the road, because I'm mindful of water, the water that persons use and how they do it. Because you see, for me now, drinks no cook. So if I need no cook, it cool. And we don't know where they're going with the bacteria and thing. I'm a skeptic when it comes to food. I'm very careful of what I put into my stomach, because when it go in, it's not so easy if it come out, if it not agree with you. It's a hard work, right? Yes, man, I love the tamarind juice too with ginger. I tell you, and I love juices really. I love cucumber also, but guess what? There's this thing, creme de mint. That I need some creme de mint and I can't get any. So if you're listening to me this evening and want to gift me some creme de mint, I would love it. It is so nice in a cucumber drink. Awesome. It just make it sell off. But I was asking somebody where I can get, and the person asked me, say, what? I don't know her name, so see, so a lot of people don't know about it, but I love my juices. And growing up as a child, before all I want to know about juices, I used to get a lot of drink because I wasn't a foodie person. And my grandmother's husband decided to feed me a lot through drinking. And then he would tell me, when I drink all of these beautiful drink, I would be able to lift up the house with my little finger. So I used to do a lot of drinking. And that used to save me from getting beating from my grandmama, who would want to beat me to eat food, Yes, and the doctors would tell her, don't beat the child eating. Because if she never eat, should have dead. So I was eating. Yes, man, it's nice with cucumber, with lime juice too. Yes, cucumber and lime. And if we put it with the lemon and the ginger, it is also awesome. So it's Karen, why you don't want to trade off with me? What is wrong with you? I will not give you my mangoes unless you're giving me some nestberry. It's as simple as that. Or you carry some birds. So some trading have to go on. Remember, it's barter system. We start off this world with, bartering, man. Yes. So we're gonna play a little bit of music again, and then we're gonna transition into our topic for this evening, understanding your love cup. It's a very important topic. We will not complete it this evening, but we will start the conversation. Give me your feedbacks. We'll work with it, and then we will pick up another evening talking about this very important topic of understanding our love cup. So listen to this until we come back.
Frightened and bonded. Moses was her name. Moses was her.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You're listening to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. And I am your host, Dr. Asha Mwendo. No, Gillian, it's not a herb. Creme de menthe is a liqueur. It's a liqueur that is sold in the stores. It's a liqueur. Find herb, me find that long time. But it's a liqueur. Okay, so understanding your love cup, and what makes us going. But before I do that, Julie, we just play Mama Carmen,
Yes.
Richie Stevens' mom.
Yes.
And I remember that lady, affectionately, when I was working as a public health inspector down in Westmoreland and down in Russia. Richie, his mom, the entire crew down there, they really embraced me. They treated me very well. And he had what they call the Russia United Football Club. Even the other day, I found my shirt, United in Russia, something like that is on it. I can't fit me now, still no, but I still for me. And those guys that supported me. Richie Stevens was really instrumental in the group, working with me, getting my project done and all of that. And Mama Carmen would make sure when we come in, even sometimes I get a cool drink. She know I love drinking.
Oh, yes.
And so I have an affection for this family that supported me when I was working down in Russia. Big up to Richie Stevens, big up to Mama Carmen and all the guys that were down there in Russia at that time when I was there, quite a few years now ago. Amen. Yeah. Yes. So that is that. So yes, we're talking about your love cup, and I'm going to ask some questions first before I even go into thing. So anybody know what the love cup is? If you know what I mean by your love cup, you put it up on the page or you send us a WhatsApp message. And I want to know how many of us walking with empty love cup, half empty, half full, almost full. What is the condition of your love cup? Everyone has love needs and everyone should be able to love. And I hear Mama Julia they talk about love cup empty. Not got so fear look like it overflowing, because some of us getting the love from her, right? So let's talk about it. Our love cup starts to be filled from guess. Who can guess? Before I go any further, who can tell me where your love cup starts to be filled? No, Jillian. I don't think you're empty. You're too busy on your program at evening time. I talk about love Thursday evening time. We have empty love cup. Empty. And as you go along, you'll understand why I say your love cup not really empty, girl. Right? But who know? Anybody can guess. I'm giving you 5 seconds to guess when your love cup starts to fill up. So, going 5. Anybody want to guess? Going 4. Anybody want to guess? Going 3. Going 2. Going 1. I don't get no message. But your love cup starts to fill from in the womb. Can you imagine that? So before the child is born, that love cup, that love space within them starts to be impacted. So if anything the mother feel, so some of us walking around with emotions and we don't know where we get them from. And we don't know why we feel a way about that thing or that event. How we learn to run when we see a lizard. What is the first inkling that tell her that lizard is something to run from? I have a little baby that I have at home now. Well, she not afraid of lizard. She hunt down the lizard them. So she not learned that. So you have to run from lizard. She not learned these things yet. I have to be letting them teach her, that they're not her friends. So she's just learning that. I have a lot of lizards because I have a lot of plants. And I have different type of lizards because I have different type of plants. And I'm not really afraid of them. So I didn't learn that one. But most of the things that happen from 3 months into pregnancy until the child is born, every emotion that mom goes through affects the child one way or another. So some of these, they're born with these expressions of either love, hate, hunger, anger. All of these things, some children are born with it. You have children being born now with high blood pressure. What could I give them it? It's the stress that the mother went through that is affecting the child, right? So these emotions, a lot of times we are concerned about what we eat when we are pregnant, but we're not concerned about the experiences that we allow ourselves to go through. I know I remember when I was pregnant and I went to this place and they were killing goats and so preparing for a function. A lot of the persons there did not know that I was pregnant, but they found out. And they said, Lord, you should not be here. You shouldn't look in upon the goat and all of that. And I remember I said to the lady, after me not sorry for the goat. I'm not sorry for you goat, but then we have to get my piece to eat. So I wasn't sorry for the goat. Because they have this thing about you're gonna sorry your baby might born dead and all of these things. And all of these crazy things that are happening in life, right? And I'm talking, life is happening right around me now. So you have heard it said that a child can respond to music and the voice of her mother, the voice of father. So therefore, that means the child can respond to the things that is happening around them. So if they can respond to beautiful music, they can respond to loud anger too. So these things affect the children. So all their emotions are impacted or affected before they were born. So now this start to build and grow within them. And anything the mother feels or experiences start to impact the child. So if the mom is miserable, the mom is selfish, she has exacting thoughts, she may pass these on at birth. So you always hear about the birthright of our children. Some of us giving our children some birthright that is almost unconquerable. Tendencies of evil that we're passing on to these children. And then now we wonder why what is happening in our society is happening in our society. And I use the word almost unconquerable because no emotion that you are going through, born with or learned, that you cannot overcome with the right support. So I said almost, right? And it in Ellen G. White's writing, extracted from Mind, Character, and Personality, he said, if a mother dwells on selfish, peevish, and exacting thoughts, she may pass it on to her as a birthright to her child. And this emotion is almost, the evil is almost unconquerable. And we have some people walking around, them angry for morning, as in I say, some people say they're drunk already, some people angry already. You don't need to say anything. They look at you with this level of anger. They operate from this place of anger. They're angry all the time. And you wonder why. You have some babies born miserable because of what the mom was going through with her or him. And all those men, listen to me now. All those men who are walking around and abusing your pregnant women, you're already teaching the unborn child not to like you. Because the pain that the mother feels, the child feels. And then you will say how the woman teach the picnic if you not like you. Is you teaching the child by the way you're treating his mom or her mom. Right? It said it doesn't matter how, though, your person is born. With the right positioning and the right help, the will can be changed. So it's all is not lost. So anybody walking around and talk about a summer ban is a story you they talk about because you don't want to change, right? So walking around and talking about a summer ban and me can't change is an acceptance to be a croft or to be evil because you like the feeling and the power it gives you. Or it could be that you feel helpless, right? So we're going to talk about some of what happens, some needs for the love cup. What are some of the things the love cup needs? It needs love because it's talking about the love cup, right? So the love cup needs love. It needs commitment. It needs respect. It needs nurturing, communication. Very important, and understanding, because there was a time when I used to say the most important thing in a relationship is communication. But I've learned to take it a little further. Understanding is extremely important. Because both of you can be communicating, can be talking at each other and not with each other. And nobody's understanding what the other person is saying. So communicating in an understanding way is very important. One of the things the love cup need is trust. You need to be able to trust. And so I'm telling you, if all of these things are not in the love cup, now we see some of the things that we are experiencing in our society. Affection. You ever know some people not affectionate, them just rough and tanso? They didn't get it for their love cup. Protection, is needed. Affirmation and attention. These things are needed. These needs should be realized from early with the right parenting. However, our parents now are also broken. So to our pregnant women that are listening to me this evening, if you are pregnant, planning to get pregnant, I think you might be pregnant, you're not so sure yet. Whatever the situation is, or you have a young child, 5 years old and under, you're at the right place at the right time to start getting it right. So you're going to start from right now to train the baby in the womb, and your 1 to 5 year old, give them the kind of love that you want them to have. They want them to grow up with. You want them to be affectionate. You want them to be caring. You want them to be loving. It is said how we treat our children is how they will in turn treat the world. So how are we treating our children? How do we want them to treat the world? So you see the problem we are facing now. It is not overnight it happened. It's because of misconception of how we grow our children. And when we were growing up, I remember when we were kids and anything happened to a child, you used to hear, and we grow it out. But I've come to realize that the only thing children grow out is them clothes and the shoes. Yes, them grow out them things. But they don't grow out the emotional baggages that we put on them. So when we do not cater to the emotional need of our child, they are operating from an empty love cup. Yeah. And I dare say some of us love cup not only empty, it crack and can't hold not much. So the cup needs repairing. Some persons walking around with love cups that need to be repaired, right? So we have to help persons to repair these love cups. Our lifestyle today compromises the emotional lifestyle of our children, thus creating an emotional adult dwarfs. No vitamin D, weak bones. No love, weak emotional health, right? So give it a comparison again. You don't have no vitamin D in your body, your bone them go weak. Trust me. And same thing if you don't have no love, no training of love, no emotional well-being is not there. Emotional health is bad. So let's talk about what happened when some of these love needs are not met. You have a child who has rage continually, raging, lick down everybody, want to beat up everybody. At school, they are bullies. They want to fight. As men and women, as pin drop, them fight and them bad. And until I saw them steal. You have also, one of the things when love needs are not met, you have a sense of abandonment. Mm-hmm. So this person behaves all the time as if, makes sense me get attached because them soon left me and gone. Mm-hmm. And is something wrong with me? Why they keep leaving? It's me. So a lot of relationships that break up, Miss Queen G, listen, a lot of relationships that break up, you're the relationship guru around here. So a lot of the relationships that do not work out is because persons in the relationship, the man or the woman, already leaving from the relationship start. Because they're abandoning you before you abandon them. Because they're always abandoned. Father gone, mother gone. They don't feel like there's a sense of belonging to anything. And that is also coming from neglect. So it's one of the things that happen when love needs are not being met. And I do know that even now our laws protect our children from neglect, because neglect is very oppressing to a child to feel that neglect. Some children who run away from home is because they don't feel like nobody will miss them if them gone, So they just gone because they are tired of the feeling of not belonging. People in marriage relationships now, you have so many single married people. Sound foolish? No. You're married on paper, but you don't have no partner because you go to bed alone at night time and you wake up alone, and if you want one hug, you have to go buy it at a shop because you can't get it a yard. Right? So you're single, you become so used to neglect that even in your relationships, you first start to draw away before them turn them back by your turn for you first. You have persons who walk with a sense of shame and everything then hold on them head. Them does everything I feel them fault. Every trash mash I feel them then run. They are so ashamed of who they are. Some persons isolation is another. And I kind of going through quickly because I want to, for you to get them, hear them, and then at another time we can discuss them one, and two in depth. Isolation is another impact when the love needs are not met. You have persons, no matter what is happening around them, they're not introverts. They just don't used to company and love, so they isolate themselves before you can isolate them. This perpetual sadness that some persons carry with them, and you cannot understand why they're always just so sad. It's because of unmet love needs. And they take on this responsibility of everything that is happening is their fault. The man beat them is their fault. Them lose the work after they do everything they could is their fault. Them go down the road for go shop and shop like for them fault because if they went go look earlier, shop wouldn't lock. Everything is their fault. They take on responsibility for everything. And then now they are always angry. They're angry at themselves. They're angry at those who are around them. They don't know. They have no self-control. They don't know how to protect themselves. They are lonely. And the list goes on. So all of these negative emotions that you can think of comes from an unmet love need, right? And it happens everywhere. They have lack of trust. They have this victim mentality. So it doesn't matter what is happening. Woe is me. I am the victim. They ignore their own personal need, and they are judgmental and self-righteous, some of them. They have a lot of fears and lack of too much boundaries. And all of this happened because they were not born up in a healthy, loving kind of relationship. If you look at some children, you can tell how happy they are by the attitude, how they behave. You know that's a child that is being exposed to love. And I have seen children, young children 5 years and under, who were not getting love. They are withdrawn. You can almost see the scar in their soul and their body. And when they're exposed to love, you see that child start to bloom and blossom like a flower. They start to just change. And somebody who knew them before they were exposed to love and affection and care, somebody who will bathe them and lotion them. These little things make a difference. Some parents are busy putting food on the table and doing their parental duties as they would have it, without realizing your child would give up a night's dinner to have an evening just sitting and cuddling with you and talking with you. That would make so much a difference to a child. I remember some story I read some years ago, might still have the storybook at home, about a little boy who asked his dad, how much do you earn per hour when you go out to work? And the father was harsh with him. The mother spoke with him, and then he went to the child and wanted to find out, why he wanted to know. And the child wanted to get enough money to buy 1 hour with his dad. So he would pay for the hour that somebody else would pay for. He would pay for that hour just to have some time with his own dad. Children who don't get that love need met, they are poor in communication. They either don't talk, they hide everything, or they talk too much. So either they overcompensate or they don't do it. They are indecisive. They can't make up their mind about anything. And they have this perpetual bitterness about them. And guess what? Rebellious. They are rebellious. I remember this young man, this story I've told, this boy who he was extremely rebellious and he would give a lot of trouble. But this teacher invested in him, and when he's with the teacher, he don't give any trouble. So the teacher is wondering why the grandmother always have problem with him, but when he's with her, there's no problem. And you know what the child said? It's because when I'm with grandma, she don't pay me any mind. She's always packing food to go give Mary, Jane, somebody, but she don't see me. She share everybody food and carry give them and then tell me, say, take your food out of the pot. So when I give trouble, it's like me jumping up and waving my hand and say, Grandma, see me here, see me here, see me here. He wants to be seen. And then he realized only when him give trouble, him grandmother pay him any mind. So guess what he does? Give her trouble that she can pay him mind and she can talk about the boy and talk to the boy. Right? So these are some of the reflections of a love cup that is not being filled. Difficulty giving and receiving forgiveness, always feeling guilty and taking blame. And guess what? A child whose love needs are not being met will burn the city down. That child will burn the city down because that child have no emotional connection to the city. And the child will see the city as a space where he or she is being continually hurt. So I'm going to tell you a little story that's happened just this week here. And after I tell you the little story, we're going to listen to some more songs and then we transition again. I want us to understand, if we don't listen to me, all is not lost, you know. We're killing our children, we're raping our children, we're killing each other. But we now know what is the problem. So let's start fixing it, right? Recently, someone that I know very well, I'm getting to know very well, let me put it this way. And so she now has a connection with her daughter and they are now fixing a broken relationship. It felt so good this week when the daughter, these are adults, mother in 60s and her 60-year-old, in her 60s, daughter in her going on to her 40s. These are adults. And for the first time this weekend, the daughter got the chance to cook a meal and share with her mom. Mm-hmm. You can imagine how they felt. And when they talk about the emptiness of the love cup and when the mom started to explain why her love cup is so broken. She was abused. Before she was 12, she was abused about 3 or 4 times, sexually raped. Mm. And she went through that. Then as she grew up, the husband come, boyfriend come, beaten. She had to run. She ran away and leave 5 of her children. 4 with this husband who was beating her and her stepdaughter. Because she knows if she didn't run, she'll be dead now. And she have poor kidneys because of the beating she got from her husband before she ran for her life. Then after she ran, the father now tell the children all kind of evil about her and, she run gone there with man and all of these things. And he know it wasn't true. But what made it worse, after the mom run, the father turned to his 12-year-old stepdaughter who had to provide his sexual desires until she finished high school and could get a job and leave the home. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, her story is not unique. Unfortunately, her story is not unique, as hard as it is to manage. But just over the weekend now, one of the sons almost went to lock up because he was beating his woman. And so therefore, the woman had to call police. So when the same sister now, who is healing with her mom, called him to find out what happened, and he was making up the story. The girl listen, she go and I know me the man at the yard and all of these reasons, right? And so the sister said to him just this weekend, what if, because normally when boys hear that anybody beating their sister or their mother, they're beating somebody, but they'll rise up and they want to defend their family. But when the sister asked him, what if all of the things you are telling me that this woman have done why you think you should beat her? If I you were told that I was doing that thing, and the man I am with beating me, what would you do? And she was shocked. Her brother responded, you would have deserved it. That hit her hard because she know other persons who would have said, I would defend you. Yes. Even though they're doing it to somebody else, they come in. You have men who are abusing people, girl, child, but if you look past them too hard, then we kill you. But this brother turned to his sister and said, you would have deserved it. He is his father's child. He is perpetuating the wrongs of his father. And he is justifying his act by saying this woman should obey him because he is the man. This is a full-fledged sign of not only an empty love cup, but a broken love cup that needs repair. And so therefore, there are some things that happen. Now you have persons with love cups that are tainted. And they feel tainted and they walk around and say, I am damaged goods. My life, you hear people talk about, my life is ruined. I will never feel clean again. And if you are listening to me tonight, this evening, and you're at a place where you feel like you'll never be clean again, I'm telling you, there is hope, right? When somebody will say, everybody knows my story, so there's nothing good about me. No one will ever really be able to love me. And that is one of the reasons why some women stay into broken, abusive relationships. That is why some men stay in abusive relationships, because they are told and they believe it and they feel it that if I even leave, nobody else will want me. Can I tell you? God loves you as you are. Many are trying to love you, but you cannot see. So this evening, I'm saying to you, there is hope. Persons around you are trying to love you, but you are prickly and you're joking them like a maca joke because you yourself is tainted and feel like you're not deserving. You have this sense of invalidation. You say I'm not loved. I'm not needed. I'm not wanted. Nobody can care for me. And you have persons will ask you, why are you helping me? Why do you love me? Let me see what Queen G is here is saying. She says, after listening this, I need to meditate. I am so grateful for my circle, the things some people are going through. And it is so true. That is so true. We have to have a sense of gratitude for our circle when we have a circle to support us, because there are some people who have none and some people who have but cannot see that they have a circle to support them because they do not feel that they are important. They don't feel that they have any value. They don't feel like they matter, right? And they feel, you have persons will tell you, I should never have been born. I heard a young lady ask her mom once, why didn't you kill me at birth? Why didn't you abort me? She wanted to know why I was allowed to come into this world to feel that the pain she's feeling. Invalidation is real. And when a person feel invalidated, they will be bitter. They will lash out at persons because they are hurting and they will bleed all over you. But I want to say to someone this evening that is suffering from invalidation, God loves you with an everlasting love. And there are others around you who wants to love you too. I know it's a heavy topic this evening, but we need to face the reality of it, because without our love needs are met, some persons feel powerless. They say, I'm too weak to resist. I deserve it. It is my fault. I cannot do anything. There is nowhere else to go. And so they stay in the abuse because they feel that there is nothing more. They are also hopeless. They will tell you it will never get better. I have no options. Might as well I die. If you are feeling like that this evening, there is hope. I am telling you, there is hope. And before we go into what the crutches that persons will use to go through this, I'm going to give us a musical break by, listen to this piece of music as, relax our brain and listen to My Story by K. Anthony.
The sex, the flirting, and the drugs I've tried never seemed to understand my worth in life. I didn't like myself very much. I didn't like what I see in the mirror. My story ain't different from yours. My story ain't different from yours. Said my story ain't different from yours. Said I've tried everything, but on my own I couldn't win. My story ain't different from yours. The lie, the cheating, playing church I did. Shun away from the purpose I was made. I didn't like myself very much. I didn't like what I see in the mirror. My story ain't different from yours. My story ain't different from yours. Said my story ain't different from yours. Said I've tried everything. I was deep down in sin until Jesus' grace took me in. My story ain't different from yours. Said my story ain't different from yours. Said I've tried everything, but on my own I couldn't win. My story ain't different from yours. My story ain't different. Said I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. Oh, I've tried. My story ain't different from yours. Said my story ain't different from yours. Said I've tried everything, but on my own I couldn't win. My story ain't different from yours. My story ain't different.
Yes. Welcome back. You're listening to Dr. Asha Mwendo on Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. And this evening, we're taking a look at love cups. And we're looking at filled, half-filled, empty, broken, cracked, and what can be mended. So when persons don't have their love needs met and they're going through all that they're going through, some of them turn to crutches. What do I mean crutch? They use these things to help them to navigate life. So some persons turn to alcohol. So they're drunk all the time that they don't have to face their reality. And as I say that, I remember I met a gentleman many years ago. He came from Cayman and he came to Clarkstown Church to do a crusade for us. He and his son and his wife. But he told a story either of himself or a man he knew who would drink always drunk. The speaker was Brother Gallagher, yes, from Cayman. And he told the story of always being drunk, always, going home late. But his wife would always treat him with kindness. So one night that he was drunk and he was there and was saying to the friend, so when they were talking about how their wife would go behave and then go home and all of that. And he told him that his wife was not like that. If he go home and tell his wife to cook 2 o'clock in the night, she going to cook. And so they said, lie, no go so. So he brought them home. No notice from poor wifey. Brother Gallagher said that the man went in, he called to his wife, and she came down and talked with him, and he said, put on the podcast in friend they want to eat. No. And his wife cooked, fed them all. But then the wife, after she finished all of that, one of the men who know that him could not run that joke at his house, asked the wife, why you treat him so good after him behave so badly? And the response was, I am a child of God. And someday I'll be going to a place where none of this will happen. And my husband won't be there with him drunk himself. And I'm looking forward to that day of peace. So while I am here, I am giving him the only heaven he will ever have. When he heard how his wife is looking forward to spending time somewhere without him, Brother Gallagher said that was the last drink he had. Because anywhere his wife is going, he intends to go and he wants to be there with her. And he transformed his life. And that love that his wife was able to hand to him on a silver platter was able to reach his heart for him to start the healing. So this evening, if you're using crutches, believe me, change and hope exists. Some persons use drugs as a crutch to deal with their emotions. Food, you ever hear some people tell say, as me hungry, me eat. If me this, me eat. They just eat all the time. They want to stop. They want to lose their weight, but they can't help themselves. Some persons take up gambling. And some persons become sex addicts. You don't have to ask them 2 times for them give it up. There was this guy here talking about this girl and say she come like a clothespin. As you touch your head, she open, you know what. And this is because of there's an emptiness and they're looking for love. They want, and if it's even that few seconds, they want to feel that they belong. Because no matter how the man them attack, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, 50 seconds, let me behave myself. Let me behave. Some of them are going no longer than that. The longest is sex take the amount of time not take to talk. Some people, and that's for another show. But some persons, they can't stay long, but they go often. Some women turn, especially women, you have some men, but especially women turn to religion. Religion. And can I tell you, you have some persons in church, they are the hardest working member of the church. And but for the grace of God, they will not make it into the kingdom. They will not behave themselves. They will not make it into the kingdom because they took up church work to compensate for the emptiness in their life. Yes, and some people still there the sex conversation. They don't move on yet. Like the lady I have in the studio with me, she's just dead in. But they know it's true. Some men, few seconds and it's over. It's true. I've heard women talk. Yes. You know, couple seconds and then done. All their strength is only in them talking. And them only try to mash up seat in them talking. They can't even rock the boat too hard in reality. But you have some persons, now let me go back to religion. You have some persons who they overwork on church work, trying to fill that emptiness within them. But there's no spirituality to it because all they're doing is church work because they're trying to fill that emptiness. But can I tell you, there are some person who is cruel and wicked. They use cruelty and wickedness as a crutch to deal with the pain that they are feeling. So they want to make you feel the pain that they are feeling. So they are evil, they are awful, and they are wicked, and they are cruel. Some have a sense of dependency. Oh gosh. And if you left me go kill you. Because they can't do without you. And you have some women who want to know every step the man make. Because they are dependent and they don't want to lose that crutch that they are having. Right? That they are having. And guess what? There's another thing. Infatuation or lust. is also used as a crutch. So you have some men who think and some women who think they are in love, but they're just infatuated because their brokenness don't even allow them to understand love or to love or be loved. Right? It's just pure infatuation. So that is all of the negative. But we're going to look a little bit now with the time we have left. For this evening, I will not leave you hanging. So though we will not go into all details, and we're going to continue this conversation, we're going to do some other sections of understanding your love cup and filling your love cup. We're going to look a little bit now at when your love needs are met. So when love needs are met, persons become trusting. They have basic freedom of spirit. You have some people, they are so free-spirited, they are so light. It doesn't matter what storm is brewing around them. They are not in that storm. They are just going through. When your love needs are met, you have a level of self-respect and dignity. You have personal value for yourself. Your self-esteem and worth is very high. And can I tell you, there are some persons who don't like you when your self-esteem turn up and when you know your worth. But when you know your worth, when your love needs are met early, or you learn to fix your love cup as life goes by and get that love need sorted out, you are someone that the world will fear. You understand healthy boundaries and you have a moral compass that is intact when your love needs are met. You have a balance, so you are merciful, you have justice, you are fair, and you release yourself from guilt that you don't belong with. And when you are wrong and the guilt comes, you learn to deal with it and let go and move on. So you don't hold yourself victim. You are forgiving, reconciliatory. You exercise compassion and empathy. And I'm going to tell you this, because you will see different reflections in different people. People who cannot own their feelings. It's a very important one. They don't own their feelings because they are broken. But when your love needs are met, you own your own emotions. You're able to own your feelings. You're able to deal with what you are feeling and go through, get help, whatever it takes, but you own that feeling. And a person whose love needs are met is respectful. They are very respectful. They understand your boundaries. They want to treat you well. They want you to feel as well as they do. And they're not faking it. They're genuinely loving, because either their love needs were met as a child, or growing up and becoming an adult, they went and got healed. So they are able now to be whole. And I'm going to say this before I continue with when your love needs are met. No parent upon the face of this earth will be able to give a child 100% love needs met. You know why? Because almost all parents too did not get that, because it's a vicious cycle. So we now have to understand that and break the cycle. And can I also tell you, when you realize that your love cup needs sorting out, get it sorted out and be part of the solution. Own your story and use it to help somebody else to come along with you, right? When your love needs are met, I am getting a lot of messages, but I will deal with them later on. Thank you. Somebody telling me very good show. I think that's Queen G. And Georgette, I see your messages. I will read them later. If you do not send them on the WhatsApp line, I can't help you. Okay, so one of the other things when your love needs are met is trusting. As I said before, you have self-respect, you are healthy, balanced, forgiving, you're reconciliatory, you own your feelings, and you are respectful. So, what am I saying? Our background and circumstances may start the story of who we are. However, we are responsible for who we become. So it is time to take charge of your destiny and to create the outcome that is desirable. I'm saying to you this evening, if you are listening to my voice live here on Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, Your Life, Your Music, or you shall listen to the replay later, I am saying to you, I'm speaking to you to say to you, if your love cup is empty, if it is half full or half empty, depends on how you're looking at it. If it is cracked and leaking, it doesn't matter. It can be fixed, it can be healed. It is your time now to make a decision, to get help and transform your life into what you want it to be. So start looking at where you are. So everyone listening to me this evening, it is your personal duty, your responsibility to take a look at self. Look at your love cup and understand. One, when you understand this message, you will understand why some persons around you are the way they are. And you will understand that unless they see who they are and get help, they can't help themselves. But that's no excuse for them to be who they are because they can change. How you have to start looking at how you react to the challenges that you face. Are you self-sabotaging this evening? Are you at a place where nothing not going for you because you're not making nothing going for you? You keep fighting against what can happen. Is work, church, work replacing your family time? So I'm saying to you this evening, Miss Julia, all of us, don't overwork yourself and sacrifice your family because it will come back and bite you later. So start paying attention to these things. Start to figure out why. Why you prefer to stay at work than and go home and deal with it. I have a friend, an acquaintance, a good friend, a friend who in the past, and I like when she said she thank God that God never listened to her foolishness. But there was a time when she said when she's leaving work, as long as she said that man they drive bad, I him she they drive with. And she go to the front seat and she go pray. And so she sung at the car, she pray say the car crash before she reach her Falmouth because she no want to go home. She just want dead. She can't take her life no more. And she said when she said she reach her Falmouth and she's still alive, she sung and she bawl. Because me have to go home one more evening again. But God did not listen to her in her foolishness at that time because he realized that her love cup was broken. And she lived to reach a stage where she started to fix her love cup, start to heal her love cup. And if you mention death and her name in the same sentence, yeah, she no problem. Because she don't want to die anymore. She wants to live. Right? And that is what happened when our love cups are broken and we need help. I have stories, people. I have stories. And I will not tell you all my stories because I don't want you to be depressed. I want you to be hopeful. Right? So do you put up with nonsense and then curse yourself for doing so? So somebody doing foolishness, say nothing, you keep silent, you bite a lip, and when you're then gone, you start to quarrel with yourself. Today, start healing. It's not good for you. Get help that you can stand up for yourself and speak your own truth and walk. You see, that is why some persons say, you're more unique. There's no unique, don't need no qualification. Unique means one of a kind, right? And so you need to realize this if you are unique. It is time to place the same value on yourself that the Creator does because you are special. And can I tell you, it is crazy, it is foolish, and it is a broken thought. And some of us cannot deal with it. But you see those wicked parents that some of us have that we don't know how to deal with, and we hate them. When the Bible tells you that you must love your parents and honor them, the Bible never give you no qualification. Never say love them because they're good or not love them because they're bad. Simply love your parent. Why do you love these parents who don't treat you well? They were the vessels that God chose to be your yes to this world. So the Lord allowed them to be the parent that born you in this world. They treat you broken because they themselves are broken. And when you understand how broken your parents are or were, you will learn to forgive them. It is healing time. It is healing time. And if you need help and you don't know how to heal, reach out, get help. I am willing to help you. And there are so many persons in your own circle this evening who want to help you to repair your love cup and start teaching you how to fill your love cup with love and attention and grace because the Father loves you. Before I go into my affirmation this evening, I'm going to give a little break again, give a little music to settle your mind, deal with what we have said this evening. It's a lot. I won't give you anything more. So, because if you get it in too big a bite, you're not going to chew and swallow. You have to go spit it out before you even get the benefits of it. So if you get it in small bites that you can chew, swallow, and digest, and then you deal with it. So this evening, I'm saying to you, if you need help, reach out to Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7. Your life, your music. We are here for you. And I'm going to give you the numbers again. So if you need help this evening to deal with your love cup, send us a message at 876-482-4944 or 876-317-1991, or you can reach out directly to me at 870-2284. Wellness in Motion is here to support you. There is help, there's hope. You are not lost. And I'm going to tell you, if you have an awesome love story that you want to tell that fits in to what I'm talking about, link up Fit FM also. They will talk to Queen G and get you on to come tell your love stories, because we need the positive stories to go out there that will help others to fill their love cup, right? Amen. So listen to this as we transition for our affirmation.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When Champion Jesus opens the door, I say no man can shut it. When Champion Jesus closes the door, I say no man can open it. Oh, he has never lost a battle. He's the captain of the host of heaven. Oh, he never retreats, never surrender. He's my strong champion. He is the champion deliverer. Ooh, he is the champion conqueror. He is the champion strong tower. Jesus is my strong champion. When Jesus holds me in the palm of his hand, I say no man can block me. No man can block me, no. When Jesus moves you from bondage to freedom, rejoice. Rejoice in that freedom, because he has never lost a battle. He's the captain of the host of heaven. Oh, he never retreats. He never surrenders. He is my strong champion. He is the champion deliverer. Woo. He is a champion conqueror. He is the champion strong tower. Jesus is my strong champion. Jesus is the strong champion. Jesus is the champion. When Jesus holds me in the palm of his hand, I say no man can pluck me. When Jesus moves you from bondage to freedom, rejoice. I say rejoice in that freedom, because he has never lost a battle. He's the captain of the host of heaven.
Oh yes, he has never lost a battle. Welcome, my friend Angela Morgan. It's good to have you listening in. And I thank you for, yes, thank you that it's inspiring and it's your first time. Make this the first of many, right? And yes, Melcinda, no man can shut the door. Yes. That's by Cheryl Lewis, right? No man can shut the door when our strong champion, Jesus, rise in, And, as I say to some persons over the weekend, when you pray and you feel like calling upon Jesus, calling upon God is not working, just tell the Lord, guess what? I need Michael with his flaming sword to stand in the gap for me. And when Michael, the warrior angel, turns up, he never sits until the battle is won. Right. So in affirmation this evening, I say to you, be reminded you are unique. Only you can travel your path. So show up and not leave your space blank. If you fall, it's okay. Get right back up. And if you need support, if you need help, reach out. Help is available. Today, choose you. And for God has already chosen you. So choose you. That's my affirmation for you this evening. As I say to you, as we say goodbye from Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, brought to you by Wellness in Motion, I want to say to you, walk good. Stay strong in the Lord. If your love cup needs help, reach out and get it fixed, filled, or whatever it needs. And if you're not sure what it needs, still reach out. Help is available. Until next week, goodbye from Healing Moments on Fit FM 96.7, your life, your music. I am your host, Dr. Asha Mwendo. Blessed be.
The captain of the host of heaven. Oh, he never retreats, never surrender. He's my strong champion. He is the champion deliverer. Ooh. He is the champion conqueror. He is the champion strong tower.